in your eyes. Mhm. In your eyes. Mhm. 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 Oops. Hey, Nico. What's up, friends? Hey, I'm back. I'm back on my multi stream. I just realized I'm not wearing pants. Oh my god. Where are my pants? Okay, forget that. Of course, that happens right now. Um, okay, forget it. Forget that. Forget that part. Um, hey, guys. Oh, wait. So let me post this real quick. I'm here. We're doing our roasts and glazes. I need to put my little flyer up and it's not loading. Come on. There we go. Why is it like that? Is it like that for you guys too? Hold on. Why is it doing this to me? Probably because it's a. What do I do about this? One sec. What do I do about this? Let's see. Let's see. Let's see how this goes. So basically, I have links in my bio. Oh wait, I didn't mean to do that. Fuck. This one. I have links in my bio for the 3 different apps that you can book a reading through. Why is this happening to me? Hold on. Don't move. This is so annoying. Okay, let me do this. Let me try another way. Uh, okay, there we go. Kira. Okay. What's up, friends? Don't move. I'll be right back. Okay. Let's see if this works. Score. Oh, shoot. Thanks, Dan. I paused on the other app for too long. No one's here. Okay, that's fine. That is fine. We are going to get set up. We're going to get started. So I don't know if you were here yesterday, but we were talking about, I was talking about, this upcoming weekend. And I'm not going to even, I kind of do want to talk about the Trump and Elon shit, but I won't right now. If you want into my astrology Discord, we've been kind of talking about it there. DM me and I'll send you a link to my astrology Discord. But yeah, and it's a mix of astrology and I got you. Okay, I got you, Paige. We'll get started with you first. But yeah, wait, this is what I wanted. But yeah, it's just a crazy time right now. I'll just put it at that. And I predicted this Trump Elon mutual destruction and deception. So I'm just kind of waiting. Awesome, great Jelly. I'm just kind of waiting to see how it all plays out. Cause cool, we'll get you first page. Let me see. Okay. Where did you send Jelly? Let me know. Oh no, I didn't. I don't have it yet. I don't think. Or maybe no, I don't. Maybe I do. Let me refresh. And yeah, so basically, I'm doing it's sliding scale starting at 15. I got you. I got you now, Jelly. Okay, cool. And then yeah, so starting at 15, I have links in my bio. Just make sure to put everything you want in the memo. And I got you, girl. And we'll get some glazes and roasts, and also the guess my archetype question is always really fun for me. And I can just kind of like yap in the meantime. How about that? Cool. Okay, got you. Okay. I am going to start with Paige. Paige, can you re-put your info into the chat for me? And we'll get started. And while I wait for that, I'm just going to say, like, yeah, it's been an interesting week. And this weekend's, I think, going to just get even more interesting. I think for a lot of people, it's going to be a really fun weekend. Lots of socializing and connecting happening. Yeah, I think a lot of things just becoming more clear and feeling like they're moving forward. Tomorrow, Venus enters Taurus, like tomorrow, and we finally get for more dignity in the sky, because we do have Mercury in Gemini right now. But yeah, it's just I'm excited about that for sure. Okay, great, I got you. And we're doing a glaze. We're about to do a glaze, which is one of my favorite things. Hey, Carnage. Okay. Wait, I forgot to. Let me just post real quick in the server before I forget. Okay. Did I post in my server? No, I didn't. Oh my god. Sorry. This is important. Okay, before I get started, I just want to say your shares and your comments, all of that help a lot. Any sort of engagement, I really appreciate. So I don't know if it's like you can tap or like over here or like over here. I know we can tap over here, and gift and all that stuff. You don't have to gift, but just if you have a heart me, thank you. Um, because it helps a lot. And also, more than anything, share it to your friends. Share it to any friends you think might have fun with us tonight. I'm planning on being on here for about like an hour and a half, 2 hours, depending on how it goes. So, um, yeah, bring your friends in on the fun. Watch them get roasts or glazed or any other question. Um, okay, and thank you guys for being here. This is always so fun for me. Okay, also, I'm curious what happens if I do this. No, I tried that before. It doesn't work. Okay. Okay, let's get started with our first glaze. We have an Aquarius sun, a Virgo moon, and a Cancer rising. Does that sound right to you? Thanks, Dan. So yeah, is that sound right to you, Paige? That's you, right? Sorry, I got. Okay, okay. I didn't say the degree, but I said Aquarius sun, Virgo moon. It is 29-degree Virgo moon and like a 28-degree Cancer rising. That sound right to you? Okay, great, great. Um, Holy mackerel! What a chart! What a chart! Okay, great. Um, wow, I can tell immediately that you're a very relational person. That you care a lot about your your close connections and your partnerships and the people in your life. And I would imagine you tend to attract other. I don't know. I have a feeling you probably are surrounding yourself with a lot of people, probably around like your industry and the work that you do. Um, but regardless, I think your like the care that you put into your relationships is something that the people in your life really value about you. Um, because yeah, you're like a ride or die. You're a ride or die. Another thing is, um, yeah, another thing is I can tell that you are like a systems genius. Um, yeah, I think you have like a specialty in being able to do the zoom out of the Aquarius thing and looking at things from this bird's eye view and really taking in, um, the complexity of a system. And then you have this ability to like get in the weeds and get into the detailed work of fixing or tinkering or reconfiguring the system in a way that is more useful and efficient. I think efficiency is probably a huge word for you in your life, and probably a word that others would describe you as like, you know, not just like loyal and dependable, but like someone who can get shit done. Like I think that if like, someone was being like if there was like a delayed flight or something and I would go to you to be like, you're the person that goes and talks to the airline people and like gets us a free flight or something. You know what I mean? It's like you just have this I'll talk to the manager, I'll handle this energy that I'm sure the people around you really appreciate. And I think you're also just really personable and can relate to people and talk to people while at the same time feeling like a weirdo and a bit of an outsider at the same time. And I think people probably like that about you, that you are just kind of eclectic and weird and interesting, but you still Yeah, you're still really personable. Um, yeah. What else can I say to glaze you? I just can tell you do a lot for other people. I think I probably said that the first thing, but that's something that stands out to me is that you're a really generous and giving person. Um, and you care about the people in your immediate sphere. Like I don't know if it's siblings or cousins or something that you're really close to, or if it's just like lifelong, childhood friends. Um, I also would imagine you're someone, what do I call it? You're a regulars person. Like you're someone that goes to, you like going to your places, your spots, and they know you there. And, you say hi to all your baristas and, waiters and stuff in your area because you like to, yeah, you like to like be involved in your local space. Let's see, they said for sure, especially for my dog. I bet, I bet. Ruler of your sixth house is that exalted Jupiter in your first house. So I bet your dog is the most special being on the planet. Um, awesome. So, the link in my bio, and then put all that info into the memo. Love casual community engagement. Yeah, that's very much laid out in your chart for sure. I appreciate you, damn. You alone got me to 1K, so I appreciate it. Feel free to take a break if you want. Um, but I would love to read for you, Zoe. Um, yeah, yeah. I hope you enjoyed your glaze, and I hope that you enjoy your Jupiter return, especially once it gets past that square with Saturn, which is like around the Cancer new moon. I think that's going to be a really refreshing time for you. And yeah, I'm wishing you the best of luck with whatever you're doing. I know Saturn's been on your ass, so we're almost time next year you'll be done with that Saturn moon opposition. But yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Paige. This was fun. Okay. Next I forget. Okay, I'm just gonna say Angelica, or maybe I'll say. Oh, I already said the name, but we got someone born in the Bronx. That's next. Let me see who else is after that. Check out the queue. That's you. Okay, cool. Jelly, Jelly, Bobelli. And I got you, Zoe, after Jelly. Okay, cool. And what would you like? Okay, I got you. I got you, Zoe. Jelly, what did you want again? I forget. I'm putting your birth info in now. We got a fellow Scorpio. Oops. I can't really do that. I can't do Bronx. Okay. Oh yeah, is that the one that I think I refunded you for that one. Remind me, I'm pretty sure I refunded you, and if that's the case, if I didn't, let me know, but I'm pretty sure I did on Cash App, I believe. And if so, just get in the queue. We don't have many people in line right now. Um, okay, I re-enter. Dealt with some mean ass ladies work wise, but also good things are happening. How can I feel more empowered after that gaslight experience? Got you, babe. Okay. So Jelly is a Scorpio sun with a really cool Uranus Venus conjunction in Scorpio, and then we have a Capricorn moon and a Leo rising. Okay. Um, let me see. Okay, I think I know. I think I see what was going on. Was this like in over the past like 3 months, basically? It feels like it was a Venus retrograde thing. But also, I need to do math to see. Um, okay, so that would be 6. Okay. 42, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Yeah. It was the last 3 days. Oh shit. Oh shit. Okay. Let's see. What could this be about? Um, no, no, no. Let me know. I'm trying to think. Oh, was it Venmo? Let me check. Let me check my Venmo. Um, and just for if you can remind me, like maybe put your birth, like what you might have put in the memo, and I'll check right after I do this reading. Because I totally might have missed it. So I was thinking Cash App. Okay, sorry about that. Sorry about that, Jelly. I just wanted to settle that. Okay, I'm gonna save this real quick so I can look at the transits because that'll help me make things clearer. Um, let's see. Ooh. Okay. Okay. Just the two of us. Um. Oh. Okay. In the last 3 days. Is this stuff been brewing though? Just the two. I'm just trying to see what because I feel like the main culprit I guess I'm seeing it kind of hit you out of nowhere. Okay, okay. Wow. Okay. Yeah, because the last couple of days, the things that stand out to me is like number one, this all this workplace stuff is definitely going to be represented by Saturn in your chart. You have Saturn as ruler of your 6th house and your 7th house. So that deals with all those interpersonal relationships, especially work relationships, which tend to be combined, like when you have the same planet ruling those houses. And Saturn just entered Aries. um, and yeah, I think that's part of it is like this kind of like lashing out. I don't know exactly what happened, but I would imagine these people felt inferior in some way, shape, or form and felt the need to try to like put you down, bring you down to their level, maybe. I'm not sure. But I, and then there's also your in your nodal reversal, which I feel like is probably a bit. Oh, sorry. Before I talk about that, sorry. I meant to say on the first on Monday was when the moon hit your Saturn that night, and so it really like the moon came and brought like this highlight to that planet that represents your 6th and 7th houses, those work relationships. So that's one thing that just stuck out to me is this like Saturn thing happening. And then you fast forward to what is it today or yesterday when the moon entered Libra and immediately hit that Saturn Neptune conjunction again, emphasizing these people and the distance between you with that opposition. So essentially, I think to answer your question, how to move on from this. One thing that's standing out to me, again, you're in this nodal reversal period, and you said some good things are happening. Wait, hold on. I thought they were so sweet, and at this retreat they turned vile. Okay, they were trying to humble you. Yep, that's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. Yeah, I think I mean, it's not, I'm not going to say that's like going to go away. Obviously, it won't, but you are in this big shift period in your life where the nodal reversal happens. And essentially, I always say, like, the universe, like, kind of shakes you, like, grabs you by the shoulders and is like, recognize the patterning you've been in. And here's an opportunity to shift it a little bit. Like, do you want to take it? And oftentimes it just kind of like you're getting slapped in the face with your patterning and things that you like, you might have thought that like you know, got to a good place with, and then they come back in this way to challenge you again. Um, and I'm sure this spring you were dealing with a lot of that, especially with your Saturn opposition happening, all that. I think a lot of it has to do with your resources and how you take care of other people, um, and what you do for like the labor that you put in for others, um, as well as yeah, like reciprocal relationships. I think that's something that's always likely been really important to you, and I think that's likely probably coming up too. So what I want to say is, um, tomorrow Venus enters Taurus, and I think that's going to really help like soothe things out in your career area, um, and at least like I just you're not. I don't think you're actually coming out as in a bad light here. You know what I mean? Um, and I know, that's probably easier for me to say looking from the outside in, but just based on the astrology, like I think that you're in a better position than they are. And you just continuing to, be your badass Scorpio self, and protect yourself and protect your peace and your energy. I think that's all you really need to do. I think there's a lot of changes coming for you this summer, and you will likely get a chance to speak your mind, or maybe more information is revealed. But I just feel like keep your receipts, if that makes sense to you. Like, write down about what happened, keep your receipts, lay low, and see what unfolds over the next couple months, because things are shaking up a little bit more. And I don't think it's like going to affect you in a negative way. I think that just, um, you know, there's dynamics changing in your life, basically. Yeah, they said I give too much. It's a frustrating trait. Yeah, I can tell. I can tell from your chart. But I think, yeah, it's kind of impulsive a lot for you. Um, but you need some reciprocal relationship. Like, I think that's just a word to keep in mind, because I think you feel often like a responsibility towards others, and that's something to unpack, because these grown ass people are not your responsibility. So I hope that was helpful for you, Jelly. I love your username, Jelly Bobelli. Thanks for the likes, munchies. Appreciate you. But thanks so much. I hope that was helpful. Good. Oh wait, I keep forgetting to look at my chat over here. Sorry, YouTube. I always do this. Hey, okay. Okay, Frade, is the memo not up there? Okay. Let me know what to look for on Venmo, because I apologize I missed some. Okay, and I'm gonna get to you, Zoe, after this. Let's see. Because I try to like them as I do them. Okay, no, I see yours. Okay, wait. Okay, wait. Jelly said, "Thank you. I appreciate you telling me that. I needed to hear this. The idea of getting to speak my mind or be vindicated would mean a lot. I'll do that. Keep receipts and lay low. Period." Okay, wait. Let me find. Who was it? Cackling. I got you. I think that's you. Was it a roast? Let me know if it was a roast. I found you, I think. It says from 5 days ago, but that might work. Oh, thank you, babe. Can't wait to see you. Um, okay, I'm gonna get Zoe ready, and then at the same time, the Frayed Scream. If you're still here, my bad, guys. I'm so sorry. I keep forgetting to pull up the YouTube chat. Um, you found it, and then okay, you found it. Perfect. Okay, cool. Let's keep looking. Hey, Tyrion. Thanks for the likes. Okay, I got you the Happy Saturnian, and let me make sure. Frayed Scream, let me know. Okay, you said it's roast me 10 410. 410. You mean in April? Oh no, sorry, you mean your birthday is April 10th. Okay. Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm 420. Okay. Let me see. Is that you? Okay, no, that was you. Okay. The frail scream. The frayed scream. I got you. Okay, my bad. 410. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is Zoe's, and then I'm gonna do the frailed scream, and then I'm gonna do the happy Saturnian. Stay in line, home. Okay, we're gonna start with Zoe. I got you. I got you. I got you. So I feel like we've been waiting so long to do a little reading. Forgive me if you have before, but I feel like we haven't. Okay, hopefully this isn't being picked up. The music's not being picked up that well. Is it too late the sun? Absolutely not. I just got started. I'll be on for like at least another half an hour, an hour. Okay. Oh, sorry, Zoe. I accidentally put you as a transit. Okay. Any insight would help as I cannot separate my emotions in order to read my chart on this. Okay. A relationship that seems over, um, but not 100% sure. I get you. Okay. Let me see something real quick. Doing math in my head. April. Okay. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Whew, girly girl. What a beautiful chart. Okay, I'm just peeping the solar return real quick. Um, so we have a 420 baby, which I love, of course. Um, and they're a Taurus sun, a Cancer moon, and a Scorpio rising. Oh, and you're going through your Mars return right now. Beautiful. Okay, that's a loud Mars placement. Okay, let's see. I love you, Tyrion. um, am I correct in that, by the way, Zoe? Okay, Pisces moon. Then I'm wrong. Did I have this? Oh, I know why. I know why. Sorry. No, it's not that. I had a typo in the year. My bad. I did 80 instead of 90. My bad. I was like, that's really intense. Wait, 1990. Okay. This is why we always ask. I'm going to get to you, Happy Saturnian. I'm going to get to you after the frayed scream. Okay. Okay, Pisces moon. Yes, yes, yes. Mars and Pisces. Beautiful. Still Scorpio rising, but Mars and Pisces. With the moon and Venus. Oh, look at that 5th house. Beautiful. Okay, that's, and you're in a Venus year. That tracks. That tracks a lot. Oh man. Oh man. Let's look at the solar return. That's gonna really show us what we need to know here. Yeah, that's exactly what I thought. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna be blunt, but I need to look at something else real quick. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I just wanted to peep at your progress chart, and yeah, your progress sun is in Gemini. Progress moon's been in Gemini too, so you've been in the progress new moon stage, which is a big deal. It's a huge deal. It only happens, every 30 years, and essentially you're in this phase of your life where you did a lot of letting go over the past 5 years and kind of coming inward. And there was a turning point about a year or two ago, a year and a half ago, where the new moon happened, and you started to go from waning to to beginning to wax again. And you're still really early in that waxing cycle. Like if you if we were to like see this, essentially what we're looking at is the sky 35 days after you were born. And so if we would look at that sky, we would see this really, really slivery, nail clipping shaving of a moon right after sunset. And so you can think about that lunar phase that you're in, and you're still growing. You're still like gaining light, gaining influence. And the really cool thing is that Gemini moon, that Gemini progress moon moves in. Sorry. Before I go there, the reason I brought this house, and so for the past couple of years, you've had this intense focus in the 8th house matters, and that's a lot of, again, like the letting go, the processing of like the emotional processing, the pain, the shame, the guilt, all those like sticky, messy feelings. That's really 8th housey. And so that's sort of the space you've been in for the past couple of years, with both luminaries, both lights lighting up that area of your progress chart. In, let's see, 2 months, less than 2 months. I'll give you a more exact date in a second. Looks like late July. Yep. July 28th, July 27th, 28th. Got you, Kara. I'll check PayPal. That progress moon enters Cancer, and then you get about 2.5 years of a domicile progress moon that is still waxing and in a more visible house for you, in the 9th house where your progress Jupiter is too. And I can tell you, as someone who just went through this transit, but it was a full moon instead of a new moon, with my progress moon moving from Gemini into Cancer, it is definitely a really welcome shift. And there's just a lot more comfort and less like survival mode feeling, like, if that makes sense. And just feeling a little bit more settled and comfortable in yourself. Let me go back. I do think the relationship is over, but I also don't think that I don't think that you'll never talk again. I feel like there's probably still some things that need to be wrapped up, some words that need to be said, I feel like. But I do just have this sense that you are like, there's something else out there. And maybe it is this person, but it's not right now. That's kind of like, I don't know if it's this person or not, But what I'm getting at, and you know enough astrology, so I'll just speak in astrology language. Um, we're looking at North Node eclipses in your fifth house. One's going to hit your Venus exactly. Venus rules your seventh house of relationship and partnerships. Jupiter returns happening. That's the ruler of your fifth house. Like, it's going to start trining all your fifth house placements. Immediately going to trine your chart ruler. Then we'll trine your, then we'll trine your seventh house ruler. Like, I think it stations there too. So basically, there's a lot still happening in regards to relationships, and I think to me it feels like there's a lot of newness happening. That Cancer new moon's really close to your Jupiter, um, and I just feel like there's this fresh start energy happening for you. I'm not. Yeah, I don't know. That's the energy I'm getting. And then more than anything, it's this solar return chart, dude. This solar return chart is so loud. It's a Taurus rising chart, Uranus on the ascendant, Venus, Saturn, North Node conjunction in Pisces. Like, it feels so pivotal. This solar return, and you're in a Venus year. Like, um, I don't know. I gotta whatever. I'm gonna have to restart on TikTok, but whatever. Um, yeah, I just think that you are meant to have something more secure and fulfilling, and I don't think it's supposed to be secret. I think it is right now because you're in this 12th house year, um, and it it really activates that 12th house, and it is ruled by Venus. So, it also activates your seventh house. It does, like, you do have that connection there. I wouldn't be surprised if you have, a history of these sort of secret relationships and throughout your life. But the fact that you have the sun on the descendant, um, and the moon lighting up your first and seventh house rulers in the fifth, and they're all like super happy and their triplicity together. I know that you have really, I don't know if you have really big high expectations for love, but I think that you know that you have a lot. Um, there's a lot you want to experience, and you just want someone safe and down to do it with. Like, you want to be in love. I get it. Um, but I don't know. I just feel like things are opening back up. I think new things are coming, and I think they're gonna shock you. To be honest, like, Uranus is coming into Gemini. It's gonna hit your Mars. There's just a lot still coming, basically, and I don't want you to wait around for this person, essentially. So I hope that was helpful, Zoe. There's so much more coming. There's a lot to look forward to. A lot of change coming. We're like, I think you might be able to feel it. It's like the thawing off. It's like things are getting a little bit more clear. The fog might be thinning a little bit. I hope so. Okay, good. Good. Okay, so I'm gonna update us um on the queue. Oops. How do we go back? Okay. So I wanted to do the one I missed before, which was um, the frayed scream, the frailed scream. I feel that I get it. Impatience. I'm an Aries moon, babe. I get it. Okay, Tyrion, I'm gonna reset this and see if it works. But thank you for all the likes. Okay.
active while you.
I'm starting this over. Okay. And then I'll update the queue. What's stopping you? Okay. Are you here, the frailed screen? Let me know. I think you said you wanted a rose. What's stopping you? Oh, that's you? Okay, wait. Did you go back and forth from YouTube to Instagram? Okay. That was confused. Okay, I get it now. I get it now. Just checking. I'm in two places at once. Hey, I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. Okay. I appreciate the double views. I need to turn this goddamn playlist off. Hey, what's up? Okay. Okay. Cool. So we got Aries Sun, Gemini Moon, and Virgo Rising. That sound correct to you before I start roasting you? What's up? And then happy Saturnian after that. And then I'm checking whoever sent me on PayPal. Okay, cool. So we're doing a roast. We're doing the first roast of the night. It's always fun to roast an Aries, the big babies of the zodiac. But not only are you an Aries sun, you have an Aries Venus, and worst of all, Aries Saturn, which kind of spoils the bunch a little bit. You have, I would imagine, quite a bit of resentment issues, because I think that you probably have big feels, and then you just kind of like keep them tucked in because you're like, actually no, I don't think you keep them tucked in. I think you try to. But the truth is that you can curse a bitch out. You really can. When you really pop off, you pop off. Um, and I think you try to keep it from people. I think you try to keep yourself like. I think you try to repress it because you know how messy it can get. But when you pop off, you pop off. You know what I mean? Um, yeah. What else can I say about this? It's funny because you have this like really. Is there any water in your chart now that I'm looking at it? There's only your south node. Okay, so my statement that I was going to say is correct. Very dry chart. Um, I would imagine pretty dry humor. I would imagine people don't really try like cry in front of you. Not that people don't come to you with their problems, but I feel like people have probably learned like, I don't know if you're the person to hold space for me while I'm feeling the big feels and crying. Because I think you're the type to be like, all right, let's make a plan. Let's do the thing. What do we do? Who do we hurt? Dry humor, dry skin. Yeah, it'd be like that. Um, yeah, and sometimes, people just want to be held where they are, and you're like, no, who are we fucking up? Or what do we got to do? And so, yeah, don't be surprised if certain friends don't come to you when they're crying. They come to you only when they need a plan. What else can I say about this chart to roast? You guys might know I'm not the best at roast because I always look for the best things. Oh, okay, yes, here we go. Obsessive. Obsessive, yes, of course. How could I miss that moon Pluto opposition? Um, yeah, I think that you probably can really easily get in that like tunnel vision, obsessive mode when it suits you, and probably like really hard to pull yourself out of it. And it can be really compulsive. It can be really like just kind of take you, and overtake you. But yeah, yeah. I think you would probably resent being called selfish, so I'm not going to call you selfish. Awesome, Vivian. I'll check that in a sec. Um, yeah, yeah. I'm going to be honest. It's hard to roast Aries with Gemini, and like I just love all these placements. It's hard, and I have another Aries with Gemini placements over here on another app listening. Probably laughing. But anyway, cackling. I'm sorry I missed you before. I'm so happy you called me again. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed your roast. Let me heart that one so I don't forget. Okay. Okay, so here's the cue. We have my friend on YouTube, the Happy Saturnian. And then we have someone who paid me on PayPal. I have to turn this. To listen to the same like 10 song playlist for hours now. I'm still building it up. Yeah. Thank you for the rose. Okay, Carolina, you're next after Saturnian. And then we got Rachel. Let me make sure I didn't miss any over here. Okay, cool. Cool. So we have 3 in the queue. That should be a good. Thanks. That should be a good. That should probably take us to close to 11. And if we have another one, we have another one. Okay. I gotta go do some other things after this. Blacksmith knows what I'm talking about. Okay, let's do Happy Saturnian. You want to talk about Moon, Pluto, Saturn? Okay. I would love to know your thoughts on my Moon, Pluto, Saturn interaction. Currently in a program to become a therapist/counselor. Okay. Ooh, we have another Scorpio. I'm the 18th, so we're close. And you were born in the 21st century. Wow. Am I getting that right? Yeah. Let me turn this on, even though I love it. I really hope that YouTube doesn't pick up on this. Well, I actually don't care. I'm not going to monetize this anyway. Let's turn this on, whatever it is. Okay, I'm plugging you in, Saturnian. Sorry for the delay, guys. Yeah, some places you have to spell out the same, and some places you don't. Okay. Thanks for the taps, Tyrion. Okay. We have a Scorpio Sun, Sagittarius Moon, Capricorn Rising. 1, 2, 3. And they want to talk about their, what is it? Pluto, Saturn, Moon configuration. Got it. So Pluto and the Moon are in Sagittarius in the 12th house, and then Saturn's in Gemini in the 6th house. And Saturn's a chart ruler, which is interesting. And you said you're going to school to be a therapist slash counselor. Cool. So, I wonder. Okay, so to start off, the Scorpio stuff. I mean, you have the Sun, you have Mercury in Scorpio on the midheaven. You have Venus there, the Sun's there. Um, in this 11th house of like communities, I kind of think of that as like, I wonder if there was like a specific subgroup or like community that made you want to, or that kind of influenced your interest in these things. Like wanting to maybe serve certain communities, because I know this is not about the other stuff, but um, there's the 11th house factor. And then there's also that Moon Pluto in the 12th house. You have Chiron there, you have the South Node there. You have a lot of like, I think the moon brings a lot of light to this otherwise pretty dark area of your chart, where we have these non-visible planets and points. And so yeah, I look at that 12th house space, especially when people have the moon there, or like, yeah, like a luminary or the chart ruler there. It's oftentimes I see these people who are really really drawn to working with marginalized communities, people who live or exist on the margins. You might have had some experience with it, or you just might have, had experience with those type of people who society sort of casts aside, or in various ways. And then the Saturn piece comes into it, with that moon exactly opposite Saturn, and it really tethers you to the on the ground work. It's not so much. I think the Sagittarius part is like you love to learn, you love to ingest all these experiences and maybe even different cultures, um, and that's sort of, I think you probably get a little bit of a high off of the brain, the like that, I don't know, there's that feeling of learning, and you're like connecting new neural pathways, and it's kind of a high, I think, to some people. I feel like you're one of those people. Like the more big brained you get, the more the more enticing it is. And I think you really crave and enjoy that deep learning. But I think Saturn keeps you tethered and responsible to doing the work on the ground. And I wonder if you're interested in working in like a clinical setting, like a hospital, um, or like, yeah, university hospital or something like that, because you, yeah, there's just something about that 6th house that makes me feel like it's like, I think of like service work for the 6th house. So like being of service, and play like the 12th house connects to the hospitals. So the 6th house in a way, but you think more of like, the doctors, the nurses, things like that. I think it'd be even more like the ER, which can kind of fall in both the 6th and the 12th. Anyway, yeah, I think that dynamic is probably really difficult, in a lot of ways. Moon Saturn's never easy. um, but yeah, oppositions are always a little tough um, to move through, because I mean, I have one myself, Moon Venus, and it's like you kind of you're constantly oscillating between one or the other. That's sort of the nature of an opposition. And with that, distance is also really important. aspect of. Oh, thank you, Tyrion. Distance is also a really important aspect of an opposition too. So, um, yeah, I don't know. There's something about like getting getting both the big brain and the small brain like to be activated is in this work is probably like the way to go. Um, but yeah, sorry, I'm changing my gift goal. Okay, so oops, I'm not to pin that. Can I not do that still? Okay. For the three people in here. So yeah, okay, let's see. I'm kind of considering working with adolescents at this point, but super open. Oh yeah, I wouldn't doubt that at all. I mean that would make sense with your fifth house ruler being that Venus in Scorpio in the 10th, with Mercury up there. And Venus also ruling the 10th and yeah, the 5th, Mercury ruling the ninth. I don't know, there's something about children, school. Yeah, it's definitely there. I think what else I want to say about this? Yeah, you're in a weird time, with your Saturn square kind of being happening the last couple of years, that closing Saturn square, but it's a really pivotal time. I found, astrology came to me during my closing Saturn square. So um, it's going to, whatever you're doing now is definitely going to tie into what your Saturn return eventually is. And that's not to like scare you or anything, but it's just the kind of like just from like a perspective, um, you know, perspective, a perspective. Um, yeah, there's a lot of change you're moving through right now, but I don't know. I think, Uranus is going to enter that sixth house soon and it'll be there for 8 years. And that's really going to start to rock things in your sixth house. So I think you're going to start to get a lot of like on the ground experience with, you know, different types of work environments that might work for you. So yeah, luckily you have a couple years till it really hits that opposition. But um, yeah, it's intense. I mean, it's the 2001. What you know what happened in the fall of 2001? Just 2 months before you were born. We all know what happened in the fall of 2001. Um, that is that dynamic, that energy that a lot of you were born under, and it's an opposition, that deals. It's just a lot of tension between like power and structure, and um, yeah, there's like a corruption nature to it as well, and that doesn't mean that you're corrupt. But I think that there might be this like impulse to investigate corruption, or like to dig to the bottom of things, essentially. That likely comes in as well for you. So anyway, I hope that was helpful for you, the Saturnian. Thanks for tuning in and hanging out. Really cool chart, my fellow Scorpio, and I'm wishing you the best of luck with school. There's so much more to come. God, I feel like I was just at 8. I feel so old saying that. I feel like I was just, how old are you? 23? God damn, you're 23? That's another thing. You're 23. You're in the 12th house year. So yeah, I can understand why you're thinking about that Moon Pluto Saturn situation. Okay. Thank you so much. That was fun. Okay, so next I have Carolina. I think they're over here on the gram. And then I have Rachel. Okay, yeah. And Rachel. I think I just have those two. Which might just take me to an hour. Let's see. Oh no, we have one more. Carmela. Okay, cool. So we have three in queue. Carolina, Rachel, and Carmela. Cool. Okay. Hi, can you give me your birth info in the chat? Because I got your message about what you want. I probably missed your birth info. Also, you wrote how my Chiron placement might La Porta. I think that was it. I think that was a typo. How it might what? And any tips? Hey, Shay. Beautiful. Oh, okay. Does La Porta mean something in Spanish that I don't understand? La Porta. I thought that was like the door, but probably I'm most likely wrong. Oh, you're June 94, like my sister. Okay. I love 94 people. Oh, cool. Okay. Your thoughts on how it may come up and relate to others. Got you. Beautiful. Okay, so we have a Cancer Sun, Pisces Moon, Capricorn Rising. I figured that's what happened. I was like, that looks like Spanish. Okay, so we have, let me know if that sounds right. Um, Cancer Sun, Pisces Moon, Capricorn Rising. And we have Chiron in Virgo in the ninth house. So the mythology of Chiron's kind of cool. I got really into like mythology a couple years ago when I read, whatever, I'm not going to get into that. But basically, you learn, like in astrology, the phrase we use for Chiron is the wounded healer. And you hear that a lot. You hear, Chiron's where we have our wounds at in the chart, which is not wrong. But that narrative often leads out is how Chiron like is the healer part of the wounded healer. And Chiron's actually in mythos like this guru character. Thanks, Tyrion. He's wounded because I forget what happened. There's something that happened. He got wounded, and he essentially can't fix his wound. He can't heal his wound. But through the act of tending to his wound and having to, constantly take care of it, he becomes this master healer, and he just is like super smart. He's a centaur, and he's smarter than all the other centaurs, and he learns like all this medicinal healing stuff. He learns how to fight, all this stuff. And so all these heroes, all these great heroes in the mythos are sent to Chiron as young men to be trained by him and to like become the great heroes that they are. So we all have Chiron somewhere in our charts, and it sort of it shows to us, like it kind of reveals that wound to us, that kind of sore spot that we all have, from one way or another. But it also shows like a key to not just like our healing, but like how we can use that to heal, to help others, to help guide others. Armenio, make sure you send it to one of the link in my bio, and then I can get to you. So yeah, that's just the start. Looking at your Chiron in the ninth house in Virgo, you kind of can't look at it without looking at the opposition to the moon and Saturn and Pisces. And I think, I don't really do like Chiron readings a lot, but I'll give it a go, because sometimes Chiron's really prominent, sometimes it's not. I think for you, with it being in the ninth house, I would imagine there might be some sort of pain point around like religion or belief systems, um, maybe a hypervigilance around like religion or spirituality. Um, and the Saturn Moon conjunction seems to be bringing this like contrast to it and also light to it, um, about like, I don't know, I feel like your Saturn Moon is very like anchoring and kind of keeps you in the um, in the depth of things, in the depth of your like, your feelings and your emotions. Where that Chiron placement feels like it has an impulse to like learn and teach to heal, if that makes sense. Like there's this like, let's not feel the feels, let's do something about it. um and yeah, I think, hey Jerem, I feel like, yeah, I wonder if there's any religious stuff, like religious trauma or spiritual trauma or even educational trauma, um, that might have happened at, at some point in your life, that, yeah, might bring like that sort of higher learning, higher, I would imagine it's more like in like a educational setting, or like a um, or like a more structured setting that this might have occurred in. But regardless, I look at this as through the throughout your life, we all get a Chiron return. If we get to like 50 years old, about 50 years old, we get our Chiron return. And yeah, it's really powerful. I see people come in all the time, clients come in the middle of their Chiron return, and very often it's like they're going back to school and like finally getting their masters in some sort of like healing modality or something. It's like oftentimes they do become healers or like therapists or teachers or whatever, or they just become a master of their craft, whatever that is. um, and so I kind of, the way I look at my Chiron is like, mine's in sixth house. It does have to do with health stuff, um, but also I think the sign, the Virgo of it all, especially in contrast to the Pisces of it all, I feel like there's something there with like hypervigilance around like knowing and like being able to like have knowledge to protect you. Um, that the Moon Saturn is like, that's not really how it works, right? Let me know if you're resonating with any of that, or if that's helpful. But yeah, your Chiron will kind of get hit with these eclipses over the next 2 years. So I'm not surprised you're looking at that, with the Moon Saturn getting hit too. But I think there's something there around like, yeah, your communication and the way that you, less so communication. I feel like it's more, I guess it comes together, but it's how you are kind of taking in the world around you. Mhm. If that makes sense. The last part felt true. Cool. I'm glad. I hope that was helpful, Caro. Um, yeah, I know you have other aspects. It's mostly like sextiles, um, that I kind of look at those as more as like helping influences. The Sun and Jupiter, um, can be really like supportive in that Chiron journey. Oh, sorry, in that Chiron journey. Essentially, I feel like they lend that warmth, to Chiron that doesn't really have in Virgo. It's such a dry sign. I've definitely been struggling with, between knowing with my brain, my mind, and my inner knowing slash intuition. Totally get it. As a Pisces Virgo girly myself, I totally get that. But yeah, I think, your Saturn return, I'm sure you've learned a lot in this, but these eclipses are really going to, um, force some learning on you, essentially. So yeah, I hope that was helpful, and thank you. Um, Yeah, let's see. What other ones do we have? I think I had Rachel and then Carmela. Where was Rachel? You need help with the catch up. It's all to remember. Okay, Rachel, I'm plugging you in. Let me know. Oh, there you are. Okay, cool. Love advice for finishing out your seventh house perfection year. Lovely. Let's get you plugged in. We have a Libra in the house. Feeling deep down the sky. Seventh house perfection year means 30 years old, the 30th year of life. Oh, let me know. Did you put it? Oh, yeah, you did put it in here. I think you did. Okay, thank you. Okay. I would not have expected that to be spelled that way. We have a Venus sun, a Libra sun, an Aries moon twin, and we have a Sag rising. So we have a fun chart. Almost no Earth. It's all vibes. It is all vibes. I love it, in the best way possible. It's just fire, water, and air. It's keep it moving. Okay, so we're looking at love life, seventh house perfection year stuff. Hmm. I'm sure it's been a bit of a mixed bag, huh? Wait, let me look at something real quick. Let me look at that. Vibes all the way. Yes. Especially with that 12th house stellium. Girl, you be feeling shit. You got your spidey tingling, your spidey senses tingling. For context, I'm married and my marriage is awesome. More so concerned with friendships. Okay, great. That's great to know. Thank you for that context. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I can see why things have been a little weird. Because your seventh house year, oh my god. Well, first of all, this full moon, in your solar return chart, it's going across the first and seventh houses of the solar return chart. It's an eclipse. It's like it's actually not an eclipse, but the it's close to being an eclipse. The nodes are there. It's a lot, and so and on top of that, your perfected ruler, um, which is Mercury, is in Scorpio and a mute sign. It's in the eighth house of this chart. It doesn't have a lot, of support at all. Like try and pay sign to its ruler that has barely any support. So it makes sense to me that you might have had some weirdness in your interpersonal relationships this year, and a lot of like I don't know. I get the feeling of like secret stuff or like things just being like hidden or not fully talked about, like, and then having to like find out in other ways. I don't know. That's just sort of the vibe I'm getting. Like maybe guilt tripping. I don't know. There's some weird vibes here. Some weird vibes. So, yeah, I feel like looking at on top of that, your natal Mercury is also in Mercury, or sorry, in Scorpio, and also retrograde, also like burnt up by the sun. So it wasn't you weren't getting a lot of help this year, planet wise at least. Yeah, it's been super weird. They said, yeah. Um, but in terms of advice for the rest of it, let's see. I think with this Mercury perfection, it also activates your 10th house as well, which has that Chiron up there in the 10th. And I'm wondering if you have been having any significant changes in your career as well. If career things have been weird as well. Um, I I had a really shitty Mercury year like this for my 30th as well. I don't know. I'm not saying your whole year was shitty, but um, just having Mercury in a really shitty position in the slow return and all of that. Um, and I think it's important to remember like some years are valleys, some years are peaks, and sometimes it feels like a little bit of both. But this, I think that if anything, it's meant to kind of help you understand your that placement more and how it functions for you. I think that we were looking at, oh yeah, ooh, 2025 solar return is so different than 2024. Holy shit. Oh my god. Let me look at this. This is really cool. Okay. We got a, where's the ascendant? Okay. It's very different. Um, in the sense that we have a lot more dignity in the sky. We have Venus in domicile, Mars in domicile, Jupiter exalted. Okay. Um, I think another important thing to note too is that you've had this Mercury. Mercury is just kind of going through it right now too, because it's been going through a Pluto square. So I think this is just a really pivotal year for you in regards to your relationships and your partnerships. And again, like it feels like a lot of things are being like dredged up and revealed. It's to use that Pluto analogy, it's like that pipe that's been leaking for a year and a half, and you finally start to see the spot, and it's like, god damn, it's too late now. We got to replace this whole pipe. Hey Supra, hey babe. Um, and I think that's kind of what you're moving through right now. Is just Pluto's really trying to crank some shit out, crank some Soldier Boy. Um, yeah, I think I don't know if I have advice for you necessarily, besides like really reflect on what you've learned from all of this. Like I feel like there's some really valuable insight you're getting about people and relationships and the way that you engage, like the patterning that you kind of that you might fall into with relationships. I think that's all really important stuff that's coming up, and the fact that we're kind of moving into Uranus, moving into your seventh house. um, I think it's kind of like preparation for new people coming into your life and new opportunities for different types of relationships. So I hope that helps. I hope that makes sense. Hmm. Ooh. Hey, DJ. Thanks for coming in. Definitely resonates this year. I've attracted a lot of dominant people, and there's been a lot to reflect on. Very validating. You're so welcome. I'm so glad. Okay, let's see. We have one more in queue, I think. I never read this. Thanks, Deej. Yay! Appreciate it. Um, okay. Oh, I'm so sore. Oh, I always do that. Okay. We have two more. Let me make sure I'm not missing any other ones. Nope. Okay, cool. Okay. Sweet. Thanks, Deej. So I have Carmela, and then I have Sidice. Yeah. Carmela, ¿dónde está? Thank you. I don't have any cute ones anymore. Let's do this. Okay. Heal me. Okay. Cool. What do you want to talk about? What's do you want a rose, a glaze, a question? I'm putting in your stuff now. You don't know what you want? Okay, I can give you what I see if you want. Anything good to come? Am I going to be going through it? Curious about solar return. Okay, that's helpful. Let's go there. Okay. We have a Pisces sun, an Aries moon with a lot of Aries, and a Taurus rising. Um, okay, great. Let's look at the solar return. It's a key chart. Oops. Okay. Let's get into it. Math wise, I know exactly how old you are. Okay. Just taking it in. Okay. You also have a difficult Mercury year. It's not as hard, but. Okay. Just taking it in. Okay. Yeah, it's been a weird year for you, huh? I know it just started, but I know we're only a couple months in. Um, but I can tell you're just in the middle of like you're in the middle of a transfer, like a change. I don't want to say transformation, but I think of it as like you're in the cocoon still, right? There's a bit of cocoon happening for you. I think a lot of it is this year. I would imagine there's something around like finding your voice or maybe difficulties with that, like speaking out or like finding the right words, um, or just being heard the way, like heard correctly, if that makes sense. It's been weird for a while. Yeah, Saturn's not doing you any favors, but let me look at something else real quick. Let's take a look at that P chart. Hey, Tommy. Okay. Okay. I see what's happening. Yeah, weird for a while. You have this like progressive moon coming up. It's like a lot peaking, it seems like, over the next like year or so. Um, and I feel like, well, number one, tomorrow you get a little bit of relief when Venus finally enters Taurus. And I think you're going to feel a nice, soothing, like maybe not soothing, but a cooling from a lot of this intense, like dry, cold energy we've been dealing with. That's one thing. Another thing is Yeah, you've been in this like Saturn building cycle. Let's see. What do you do for work? I'm curious. I feel like this is also like a financial year where you're just like, um, there's a lot of like preparation energy. I mean, I have a feeling it feels a little slippery. Like um, it's not going as planned. Construction office manager, and I hate it. Okay, got it, got it. Yeah, I like don't even know. There's so much happening in your chart. I mean, you're so being hit from a couple of different areas right now, and it's not all bad, but it does to me feel like you're in the middle of a process. Like, um, yeah, and I do feel like the stuff is a part of it. Like, I don't know if you've been considering like going off on your own or something, or like, I don't know if I don't think it's moving into something else, but are you thinking about desperately wanting to find something I'm passionate about to pursue? I got it. Okay, I gotcha. Yeah, I think it's really important for you to. Well, I don't want to say have patience. It's not that, but it's a timing thing. I really do think it's a timing thing. 'Cause I do think that inspiration is on its way. I think, um, like by the time your birthday comes next year, I think things are gonna be so much more clear for you. But I think part of getting there is the process of like going through this kind of messy year. Like things are a little like not straightforward this year. Um, and also, hey James, Virgo from the UK watching. Thanks for tuning in. Um, but yeah, we're also still finishing up your Saturn trine. Saturn's in Aries right now, and it's going to go back into Pisces for most of the rest of the year, for like the fall and winter and into the spring of next year. I think in like February it goes into Aries, but you're still finishing up that cycle as well. But more than anything, I'm looking at let me look at this. The North Node and these Pisces and Virgo eclipses, I think, are what's going to guide you into the direction that you need. You had the North Node move over all your Aries placements, but that was all in your 12th house. I think that was probably a lot more internal and mental stuff that you were moving through with that, um, or just kind of behind the scenes stuff. But as we move into um, the North Node, moving closer and closer to your Mercury and your Sun in your 11th house, I think. Oops, I meant to do months. I think that more than anything, the people that you surround yourself with become extremely important. Um, and the good news is that like those people, I feel like do your best to prioritize connections, like making connections with people who you're like minded with, who are like pursuing this type of life that you are wanting to pursue. It doesn't have to mean like, you want to be an artist, like be friends with artists. It's just like, in terms of like the freedom and the independence that I think you crave so desperately. Um, so that's one thing. I want you to call your friends, like say yes to parties. I want you more social this summer. I want you to talk to people about how you're feeling and commiserate with people and just dream out loud. I think that's really, 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 really extremely important for everyone right now, but especially for you. Just dream, daydream, fantasize. What's that life you want, and talk about it Talk about it. Don't talk about it like something that's never going to happen. I know it's so hard, but start in your journal. Like it's so important because this north node's coming for you, and not in a bad way, but it's going to light you up. It's going to bring some of that inspiration, and on top of that, Neptune um, in Aries, and co-present with all your Aries placements for the next like 15 some years. Like that's also going to bring some magic and sparkle to things. Yeah, and then I'm looking at Jupiter, the ruler of your your 11th house, moving into Cancer and becoming exalted. I just feel like there's going to be more people around you over the next year that can actually like be that supportive person that you always are for people. You know what I mean? Because I know you are. I know you be supporting people and helping people, and just fall back into your community. And if you don't feel like you have one, think about how you can strengthen it. That's important for you right now. I hope that's helpful, Carmela, or Carm, however you go by. Um, okay, I think I'm going to do this last one. Let's see if I have any more in the queue. Because I think I'm going to stop sharing that asset. So I think I'm going to do this last one. I have to take a break and go do other online things. Okay, cool. You're so welcome, Mela. Do we have Sidis? Sidis anywhere? Hey, Moon. Where you at, bae? I'm trying to glaze you. Hi. Okay. We have our final read of the night. It's going to be a glaze. Let me take this off. Oh, actually, I won't take. I'll just make it small. It's easier. Yeah. Okay. We have a glaze of. It looks like a Taurus. Born on my half birthday. Oops. That's not where that goes. Okay. Cool. Let me try. I should be charging this. Nope, turn back off. Okay. Final of the night. We have a Taurus sun, Gemini moon, Cancer rising. I've seen this chart before. I've seen similar chart before. So let's get into this glaze. Okay. Okay, this is definitely. I always say this about people with charts like yours, where the chart ruler is in the 12th. It's like you got 1 foot in reality, 1 foot out of reality. A true chiller, a true someone who knows how to tap out and tap in. Because I think you likely have a very rich internal life, like solo life, I think. And it's probably, yeah, just, I feel like that's where you go to be your creative, silly, like nonsense self, is in your, when you kind of step back from reality. And then when you're in reality, you have to be this like grounded like person, this like super Taurus, I'm here, I'm reliable, whatever. But I think that's like a contrast between this like silly bubbly side of you that not everyone gets to see. I'm not saying that, it's totally hidden, but I think you know what I mean. I can tell you're someone that is connected. Oh, I can't close right now. Sorry. connected, which means I think you have a large like community. I would imagine you have just a lot of people in your sphere that you know, even if you're not like besties with them. You have a lot of people just around that you, and you know someone who knows someone. You're that person. You always know someone who knows someone. And I think you care a lot about being like, someone that people can come to in your community for knowledge and information and also like action. Um, I think that's really important to you. I think that you you likely don't really give much fucks about following any rules either. You're very much like a rules are meant to be broken type of person. Where it's like I think from your perspective it's like motherfuckers up top aren't following any rules. Why should I? Like the double standards I think really get to you. I think injustices are like really, really get to you, and I think you probably absorbed a lot of knowledge and information around, yeah, like various. I think just like the systems of injustice that we live within. I think that you probably, yeah, care a lot about that. Um, you say yes, so real. Yeah, I think that like for lack of a better term, it's like you and your people are a bunch of misfits, right? But it's like you care a lot about community care, and making sure your people are good regardless, right? Baby, when you love me, I can't get enough. Okay, sorry. Yeah. What else I want to say? Also, also lacking water, except that Cancer rising. Um, and I feel like you're someone who it's not. I wouldn't. I think you probably do like to like cuddle with people that you're intimate and close with, but otherwise, you're not not the type of Cancer rising that's like you know maternal necessarily, but it's the Cancer rising that like really cares. And I think about Cancer energy as being really good like managers of spaces. Like you can really, I think you're probably a really good organizer, honestly. Like just getting people together to do a thing. Um, yeah, and I think you care a lot about like accessible information and making sure that people can get the information they need. Also interested in the lessons my Saturn return wants to teach me. I mean, it's really about being in the public and being seen and the horrors, the horrors of being, the head of something or the leader of something or the one responsible for something. Um, yeah, definitely some interpersonal relationship stuff happening, but I'm sure you're already starting to get a sneak peek of it. And you have Neptune there too, so I think one thing I always say is like Saturn return is going to humble you. It humbles all of us, but just be prepared for the humbling, and be prepared for the wisdom that comes from this. Luckily for you, you're not having any tough transits to your natal placements from Saturn. You do get Saturn square your Jupiter, um, but besides that, it's like Saturn in Aquarius probably was like really hard, and it's not going to be like that. It's going to be different. Not to say it's better or worse, but it's not a square to your sun or your moon like you've been dealing with the past 5 years. So it's a different energy. It's very much about like building your backbone and making it strong as fuck. um, Thanks for the heart me untitled. Um, but yeah, I hope that was helpful, Sadis. Um, yeah, wishing you the best of luck. At least Saturn's going to leave you alone, all the rest of your planets alone for a little bit, minus Jupiter. Um, and I think that's definitely something to look forward to. So yeah, I think that's it for the night. I hope that was helpful for you. I hope you enjoyed it over on the tube. Let's see, we still got 3 viewers. Thank you guys for tuning in. Good, I'm so glad. Best of luck with everything. And I'll see y'all later, Instagram, probably tomorrow. Good night. Wait, let me do like a pose at the end so I can get a good picture. Yay! Okay. It's so annoying when like you share it as a video. Okay, perfect. That works. Well, guys, I think that's it for tonight. I'm trying my best to get on earlier, but I'm failing at it. So we'll see how things end up in the next couple weeks. I try to fix my sleep schedule. But for now, thank you for hanging out. Thanks for tapping. I appreciate it so much. Good night. Here you go.